What are we looking at here?
Our next guest is a beloved Aussie TV icon and host of Have You Been Paying Attention? He's a comedy legend, a sharp-witted quizmaster, and a man who somehow knows more about pop culture than most of us combined.
Want a clue?
Yes, please, Tom.
Don't have one.
Please welcome Tom Gleisner.
Hello. Welcome.
Thank you very much. I might
nice
take
to see
exception with the adjective beloved.
What do you mean?
It sounds
You don't
like
think you're beloved?
No, it sounds like you're in the Logies in Memoriam package.
No way. You've been on our TVs, it seems like forever, and we love you. You are beloved.
You were the first adult TV show I was ever allowed to watch. I've told Mick this a million times. Was The Late Show because my mum had the ABC just fixed on.
Yep.
Sunday nights was a country practice, and whenever I heard that theme song, it was time to go to bed, and the week really started. But then The Late Show, you doing the news with glasses way bigger than the ones that you're wearing right now.
And more hair, I'd say.
Well, not much more.
No, thank you.
But yes, I would say beloved, yes.
Yeah, and you mentioned the Logies. I was going to bring this story up with you. I don't know if you remember one year I was working at 10. We were on the bus to Coolangatta Airport.
Yes.
And you and I were sort of minding our own business in silence. You had a Logie in your hand. And up the back of the bus with the Neighbours cast, who I don't think had slept.
Oh, yes, that had a big night.
And I think we just looked over at each other and just did a eye roll, like, shut up.
I
Get
remember
us to the
thinking,
airport.
Joel, it could have been worse because on the trip into the Logies, I shared that same bus with Miguel.
Suddenly Olympia Valance isn't looking so bad.
Did you scream, "I'm a celebrity, get me out of here"?
Absolutely.
Miguel's like the human version of "This is a song that doesn't end."
Yeah,
You
it's
got
so
it.
true.
I actually went to a Wiggles concert with Miguel and his kids once. Imagine how that went. Imagine sensory overload there.
Oh my God.
A lot of red cordial, that's not what he needs.
Tom, you're back on telly with Have You Been Paying Attention? We're just talking off air about how you really do own the first few days of every week on Channel 10.
And thank goodness.
Well, thank you. Yes, we do. Of course, we do. Have You Been on a Monday? And we also produce The Cheap Seats with Tim and Mel on a Tuesday, which is a fabulous show. I love
So
watching.
great.
I love watching them. And at the risk of sounding old, it's just so nice to see that, like, the next generation taking control, which is just fabulous. Yeah, so no, it's nice. And we used to do the panel on a Wednesday night. That was where we first got involved with Channel 10, was way back in the 90s with the panel.
And the radio nerd I am, you know what I used to do? I used to simulcast it on Triple M and watch it on Channel 10.
What?
Yeah, because it used to be simulcast on Triple M and then you'd have it. Yeah. It was like the coolest thing ever.
Wow.
I don't know why.
That is so... You are such a radio nerd. It's so cute.
And they'd just fade up Copperhead Road during the ad breaks. And bring it down. And then Kate Langbrook would breastfeed, then they'd fade up
Of
another.
course, that was huge. That was, national news.
Because what happened there? Did she breastfeed live on...
Yes, she had her first son, Lewis, and he was just waiting in the wings and he needed to be fed. So she just grabbed him and to be perfectly honest, I didn't even notice. Like, I didn't make a thing of it. It was just it was Kate. It was just what Kate did. Yeah,
Kate can do whatever she wants.
And I did breakfast radio with her for 3 years and she had her tits out the whole time. So I didn't notice either.
That's what I normally do. 13th season of Have You Been Paying Attention?
I love that show so much.
Incredible. I've done it once. I reckon, like, in the very early days, and turns out I had not been paying attention. I don't think I answered a single question.
Well, the very earliest days, Joel, we actually were on a Sunday afternoon. Can you remember that?
Yes.
The show began in half an hour format. Sunday afternoon, our lead-in was a David Attenborough documentary, so old that the Great Barrier Reef still had coral. So, yes, they were not auspicious starts, but here we are 13 seasons later.
It's incredible.
13 seasons not to be asked on it. I love it.
Well, I was going to say, who's been the best / worst guest you've ever had on, and why not Tim Blackwell?
Yes, we radio people are our bread and butter because people on the radio do
We do pay attention.
As a general rule. We've never had a total car crash. We had one year in the early years, we had Alex Perry. Remember the next top model?
Yes. Alex Perry. How did you fit him onto the set?
Well, I think I don't think he was enjoying it. He was our guest quizmaster.
I've done guest quizmaster a few times.
There you go. And and then I think at some point Sam might have just said, "Sorry, Alex, you realise your sunglasses are on your head," and which was his. Remember that was his signature look.
There's an Alex Perry hotel in Brisbane, and I really think it's a missed opportunity for the headboards not to be giant sunglasses.
Oh my gosh, yes, but it is a beautiful hotel. Is it still? It's still there, right?
I actually think it's apartments.
It's changed. I've stayed there.
It's like that's a shame. Was everything else booked out?
Yeah, the Emporium across the road that I usually would say, but I think it was. It's like serviced apartments kind of thing, but maybe they're residential now.
Do you have a favourite guest that comes on?
Well, in the early days, I used to love The Bachelor. Vic D's. Back when The Bachelor was a big deal.
Yes.
And these beautiful little cherubs would come in and they thought their career was just being launched. And little did they know that this is probably the last TV appearance
You took the words right out of my mouth. Yeah. Off to the birdcage at the Melbourne Cup. And then they should put up those sheets like they do for the horse and put them down.
Absolutely.
And I always used to think that was always like Rove's best interviews were always the big brother of Vic D's because he always used to... Because Rove was always such a lovely interviewer until the big brother, he used to go real hard on them.
Yes, he really did.
Yeah.
He really did.
Like, if you could just be like brutal to everybody, it would be great.
It was really nice to me. When I got evicted off Australian Idol, he didn't used to have all of the Idol people on. It wasn't like one of those prerequisites, but he had me on. So I was always very thankful and kind of in love with Rove for that.
There you go.
Thanks, Rove.
Open mutual love.
You're also writing musicals. I saw Bloom. It was fantastic.
Thank you, Joel. Yeah, that was, we just finished a season in Sydney.
Oh,
yes. So it launched in Melbourne a few years back in Sydney. Yeah, so that was a dipping my toe into something new. I think we're at the point in our careers where we do try different things. So, whether it's books or a musical, moving into cryptocurrency.
What is next? What is
Turn
next?
into a day trader. Watch out.
Are you one of those writers that have to, like they say, I've got to get up at a certain time, I've got to get dressed, and then you walk into the spare room? Or are you just going to, whenever the idea strikes kind of guy?
Yeah, more of that, Tim. Yeah, I'm not as disciplined as those people who get up and write for 2 hours every morning.
No way.
I saw a TikTok the other day of Roald Dahl. Remember the guy who wrote
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He had a garden shed. And he would head down there with a coffee and a thermos. We're talking like the 60s, and set himself up in a little lounge chair with a cigarette, and he would just write all morning undisturbed.
Oh, how divine! You do it with a vape now.
Of course I do.
Yeah.
I read a story similar about Stephen King. He'd write for like 4 days straight, but then I realised it was because of cocaine.
Yeah,
right.
That'll do it.
That will do it.
You've been paying attention. He's back on Mondays at 8:40 on 10 or 10 Play. Now, Tom, you've been on with Quick Draw 3 times and lost every time.
No.
So we put you up against Joel this time to give you a real red hot shot.
Oh, that's nice, isn't it?
Thank you.
Yeah.
And our Prime Minister is here, Anthony Albanese, with the rules.
I'm Anthony Albanese, and these are the official Quick Draw rules. Tim will give a category and a letter. The first to yell out a correct answer gets a point. The first answer you yell out is locked in. Best out of 7 wins. Ultimately, Tim will exercise his discretion.
Yes, he will.
Hopefully we've impressed you by that a little bit, have we?
Amazing, extraordinary. What an impersonation.
Has he been guest quizmaster? Surely he's popped up on the show.
No, I think we had him on the cheap seats, but
really?
Yes. No, we never had the PM.
Yeah.
We're working on Clive Palmer at the moment. We're aiming higher.
I think Dutton's available if you'd like to get him for Monday night.
Yeah, as a runner.
Practice question, then we'll come back play for
I
real.
like to stand to play. Just
Sure, okay.
Yeah.
Name something that distracts you, starting with B.
Balls.
Oh, of course.
Okay, nice.
Bridgerton.
Are you a Bridgerton fan?
Oh, yes.
Yes, same. I love it.
A couple more series coming. All right, here we go.
I'm going to play for real when we come back.
Ricky Lee, Tim and Joel's Quick Draw.
So do we have time? Gleisner here. Have you been paying attention? He's back on our screens. Did you say, Joel, season 13? Is that correct?
Season 13.
We are the third longest running show on Channel 10.
That's incredible.
Neighbours,
Yes.
Mass for You at Home.
What?
Well, that used to be a Channel 10 show.
What is it? Mass
What's it
for you
called?
at home.
When people Catholics who couldn't get to church would sit and yes.
My mind went somewhere else.
Oh, okay, there you go. No, so which 10 are thinking of rebooting as priests behaving badly. But that's just I shouldn't talk out of school. We're here to do a quick draw, and I'm going to win.
Yeah.
Yes, you
bring
are.
it on.
I like that kind of thinking.
It is Tom v. Joel. Let's do this. Best of 7. Here we go. Question number 1. Name something in this room. Oh, wow. Starting with D.
Duffel coat.
Someone's
I
in
like
Melbourne.
that. A double coat. Wow.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cold here.
The girl,
orange.
the girl in the room could only think of one thing.
Thank you. We all had to pause on that one.
Come on, guys.
I was looking for a diary.
Oh, my God.
Diamante.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
None of the above.
Question number 2. Name a body of water starting with A.
Atlantic Ocean.
Atlantic.
Yes, Joel.
Wow. Just got it out there, Joel.
I know.
Bit aggressive.
Yeah, that's the only way I can play.
Okay.
If I play too chill, nothing comes out.
You don't do anything too chill.
You did try playing really chill once, and I think you did quite
Let's
well.
give it a crack. Let's give it a
Sit
crack.
down.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, sit down.
I'll try and
see, I
zen it
like
out.
this bit of reverse psychology. Look at him he's now controlling the game, making Joel sit down. I like this. Oh my God, this is amazing.
That's
And,
why you've had 13 seasons.
Just to turn his mic off, if you would.
Unfortunately, he's in control down there. As you can tell, your mic wasn't on at the start. So, Question 3. Name a household chore starting with D.
Drying.
Yes.
Tom.
Drying anything. Does anyone
gonna have to
actually
phone a friend
does
there,
anyone
my
dry
housekeeper.
the dishes?
Yes. We used to have a roster where someone washed, someone dried, someone put away.
Yeah, we did that, and we did that at home.
I still like being. I was always the hand up to put things away.
Yeah.
I like that.
I always find
It's
that like whoever cooks has to clean up kind of thing the rudest of the rules because like the cooking person always gets all the glory.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
it's
fun.
true.
Like, who would want to always choose that?
Yeah.
Exactly. True,
It's like when
true.
you go to a restaurant with some people and they say whoever made the reservation has to pay the bill. No, that's not how it goes, brother.
Never done that.
No, that's not a
you.
custom in Australia, is it?
Never heard of that.
Although with
know.
all my friends, I always pay the bill.
Yeah.
I like the rule whoever goes to dinner with Ricky, she pays the bill.
Yeah.
Question 4. Name a book title starting with B.
Born to win.
Yes, let's do it.
Born to win.
Born free. Yeah.
Oh, the Bible.
Oh, that's a good one too.
Yeah.
The bad. 3 points to Tom, 1 point to Joel.
Oh, I thought I was in the lead. What happened?
Was you sitting down?
Absolutely
I'm getting
not.
back up again now.
Yeah, no, you've only answered one question,
Wow.
I think correctly, but just one question full stop. So,
Oh, I got the
You gotta
warm
get
up
this
right.
one, yes.
Yeah, okay.
Well done, Joel.
Watch me come back. Watch me come back.
Basically, Tom, if you get this, you've won.
Yeah, and you get to leave.
Name something found in a medicine cabinet starting with L.
Lithium.
yes, Tom!
Hey, you've done it! Fourth attempt!
But that's from the 1960s.
Yeah, I know.
I thought you would have said
Lemsip.
lorazepam.
Oh, lorazepam.
Listerine. I mean,
No.
Bye for now.
Mate, so good to see you. We'll be watching Monday night, 8:40 on 10.
thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Ricky Lee, Tim and Joel on Nova.